All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Live Coding with Oddball. That's me. Today we're going to be continuing with our Widget Anything app, which can create widgets, basically screenshot any web page and make it into a widget on your home screen, or a tile on your Wear OS smartwatch, or even make it a widget on your Google Home Nest Hub thing. So where we left off last time, it was kind of a downer trying to get the Google Photos API to work. They don't have an Android library, so you can't use any of the Android sign-in stuff. But I did some research. I found this GitHub project, Android Google Photos API, and it showed kind of how to basically use the server API credentials in your Android app. So your Android app is pretending to be a server, and that way you can access the Google Photos API from your Android app. And there's a bit of code in that app to kind of convert the access token that you get when you sign in using the Android sign-in stuff, and you basically send it to the OAuth server and you get back an access token you can use with the Photos API library. So I kind of copied all this code in here. I cleaned up. It was kind of all over the place in the other app, so I just put it all into one class here. I RX Java-fied it, so it's all asynchronous and functional. And basically we start with the login. This runs the Android, Google Play Services login, standard stuff for Android. And then, so basically the end API for us, we want to upload a photo, right? So I made this function upload photo. It's going to log in with the Google Play Services login stuff, and it's going to make this web request, get access token. This function is going to make this web request using our web server ID and secret, pretending we're a web server, and then it's going to get the actual access token that we need to use the API. So then that returns here, and then we create a client with it. This actually creates the Google Photos library client and initializes it. Then we get to use it. And so first I'm just going to create an album to see if that works. And actually it won't work because right now I think I'm requesting read only. So maybe I should just list albums first. Maybe that would be the first step. Let's try that. List albums. And there we go. Okay, that was easy. Oops. Don't need semicolons. I was programming in Java earlier today, so. So we get the albums, and then we'll just print them out. I don't know what albums is. Is it a list of something? Paged response. Oh, geez. Okay, well, let's just get the first one, I guess. First page. Response. Oh boy, this makes this fun. List albums request. Next page async, response, list albums response. I don't know what's happening here. This is very interesting. Should probably read up how to use this library. Get albums. Oh, finally. Get some kind of album here. So I guess we'll just see what that does. Anyway, I don't think we're going to even get that far because I think there might be some more stuff. Like this is what I'm worried about here. So I mean, the whole point of this app is that we do this in the background. So we're gonna like screenshot the web page and then upload it to Google Photos in the background, and then our Google Nest Hub is going to display that photo. So if we need to do it in the background, we cannot like show a login prompt and stuff, which is kind of, I have this like, you know, to-do code right here. It's like, this is where you first log in, you need to kind of handle this from an activity, not a background service. So I think what we're going to do, I found this silent sign-in thing. So first of all, this is RxJava, so we need to RxJavify this. So let's go ahead and return a single.create emitter, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to just wrap all this in here, well, about this far. So now we have this silent sign in. And this gives us a sign in task. And if I was smart, I would write some kind of task to RxJava thing, because probably going to need that in the future, but we'll do it manually right now. Task dot get result. Is that what it does? No, I think we just I think I already wrote one of these actually. Did I post it on GitHub though? That's the real question. Let's see if it's in here. A lot of TypeScript stuff, blah, blah, blah. Firebase utils, actually, I think it might be in here. So we have a task to observable. This is this is exactly what I need. Cool. So task to observable. You know, we'll just, oops. Copy and paste this into our project. New one class. No, do not put it in test. Thank you very much. And this is Rx Firebase utils. Not quite. That's what we're going to call it for now. And we're going to paste this, remove this, because we're not actually using Firebase in this project yet. Maybe one day. Cool, it's not complaining that we're in the wrong package for some reason. Weird. Alright. Oh, I guess we need... We're using RxJava 3 here, so this was a 2 project probably. Alright. So we got our task to observable here. Pretty cool. Now, why don't you move this here? refactor, move classes. I don't know. To package com.oddball.rx. Yes, put it in there. Thank you very much. All right, cool. So we already have this. This means we can just literally just you know, we don't actually need to create this now. We can just map. A little trick. Just send it a boolean, then map it, flat map it. Return if I was really cool, I would have made this an extension function. But honestly, those are just kind of syntactic sugar, and I'm not really that impressed with them. They can make things helpful sometimes, but a lot of times it's just kind of like not really needed. All right, so we'll do a silent sign in. And so basically tries to sign them in. And then we're going to get an on complete. Oh, and then you still have to get result. Oh wait, no I don't, because I think my task to observable does that or something. Right. Is successful, get the result, emit the result, and then blah blah blah. So what do we have there basically? Map, what do we have? Google sign in account. Cool. Oh, so I guess that's it. Task to observable saves the day. Cool. But, you know, if that doesn't work, so what I don't understand, what is this? Okay, there's no documentation there. We gotta hover. Hover. It says, if no user is signed in, try to sign in the user without displaying any user interface. And does that work? I think it, okay, there's more info on this guy. Silent sign in. Yeah, what, okay. We can still try to sign them in if they signed in on a different device. Interesting. Okay, returns a task that will yield an error. So I guess it's just error if it doesn't work. So I guess in that case, we should probably parse that error, or we should probably convert that error into our own error, really. Not exactly sure how to do that right now, so maybe we won't do that. What we will do, so we have this login silently function kind of thing. And then we're going to need a login with your fragment because you need a UI. In that case, actually, so we're gonna, this is always useful, so we're just gonna move this out of here into here. Okay. Conflicting, oh yeah, right. So we got that. We got the something here. Log in. We call this is logged in. Or really it's more like get logged in user. So we get the logged in user, then we're going to do all that. But if we're not logged in, then we're going to have to log in with this. All right. So now we need like a fragment activity. Do we even have those in Compose? I don't know. Do not know. Let's see. I think I actually made a activity over here, photos sign in activity. Oh, and I had already tried to add all this code, which is interesting. App compat activity. It is a fragment activity. Okay, cool. So that means we have this. Right. Okay, I don't know what all this stuff is. We're just gonna kind of get rid of all this because this is for other stuff. Alright, we're doing the old style. No compose in this one. What do we have in here? Nothing. Alright, so now we go to the ducks. To the ducks! Okay, so this one, they're like, oh yeah, add a sign-in button. Oh, constraint layout, bane of my existence. Oh, it requires so much clicking. This clicky, click, clicky, draggy. Okay, there we go. Clicky and dragged to, yeah. All right, so now we got that. Sign in activity, so we're done with that now. And now we, yeah, just gonna copy this. This looks nice. Matt, how dare you? It's a view. They all have clicky things. Come on. Alright, so they click on the sign in button. Now I actually have to sign in. And I think, yeah, the easy way is just to copy and paste this code, and I think that's what I'll do. I mean, ideally, you would do it from here. Because the neat thing here, I mean, we can use the new, there's some new API where you don't have to use on activity result anymore. You can actually pass that to other classes and they can add listeners for your results. Never actually gotten it to work. They made it like really complicated for some reason. Like you have to have all these contracts and stuff, and it's like, just give me the data. So I think what we'll do instead, we will make this a public thing. And actually, yeah, so we will, you know, we're going to go ahead and create a Google Photos uploader. Close that, blah blah blah. Property, sure. Just latent it, very cool. So we've got our uploader. I'm going to do uploader login. No, we'll just put the login code in here for now. It's easier. Okay, and then uploader.gsl, sure, do that. And then I think we have to actually log in or something. I don't know what's going on here. What do we do after this? Let's check the other app's code. Where did I put that? This one? Sign in. So just get a sign in intent. It's pretty straightforward. Get auth code. Sign in request code. We've already got that, so blah blam. See, look, deprecated. They're like, use the cool fancy thing, activity result API. The thing about introducing new APIs, you have to make it easier to use than the previous API. Otherwise, no one's going to want to do it. It's like, if the other one is easier, they're just going to go with the easier one. They don't care if like, oh no, my identifier's got a strike through in it. Oh, man. Don't care. It's going to get it done. All right, now this code will actually go in here. So sign in request override. Oh, we should call super. Yes, good idea. Thank you. All right, so now we have this task, which has the signed in account, I guess. And I think we can basically log in from there, basically. Like, we will have this. And just going to go ahead and convert this to an observable. You don't need to return anything. Task to observable. Task. And then we're going to subscribe to it. And on success, we have let's just log, I guess, that we got. Successfully. We have some kind of thingamajig here. What's happening? What do you mean? Yeah. On error. Yeah, and then for this, we are going to log that it didn't work. Log in failed. Failed. Oops. Okay. Oops. And I don't have a tag here. What's going on? How could you not have a tag? And how is this so difficult? It's too many. 26 characters. You're only allowed to have 23. Ba-bam! Alright. Oops, not $sign it, just it. Okay. So I think if we do that, well then let's just, if it works, let's go ahead and try, what is this, a file? Yeah, we're just gonna launch our function that at least tries to get this album, and we'll see what happens. And I guess we should actually be mapping this or something. Right. Flat map it. Ba-bam. All right. Uploaded. Okay. Now to run it and see how badly we screwed up. Let's see what we can do. Let's get this snapshot activity. Let's duplicate this. Login activity. Let's pick this one. Must be exported. Yeah. Yeah. True for now. I'm gonna regret that later. All right. See what happens. I think it's not going to work because I didn't add the credentials to this, or maybe I did. We'll see what happens. We'll see how far we get. Oh, this is not going to work. What's this? Unresolved connection failed listener. Connection failed. Connection result. What do we got here? Error message. Ah, what happened to my mouse? Move it out. Right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We don't need this anymore. Alright, now it's running. Fans on my computer are really running now. Something's happening. Something exciting is happening. So yeah, I just haphazardly copied a lot of code from this sample app here. Don't look at my secrets. And then I kind of changed the app to, like, it had just random strings everywhere with the secret and client ID, so I just changed it so, you know, it would load those secrets from your resources, which is a terrible place to put them because these are server credentials. Like, no one is supposed to know your secret, and if you're just putting it in your APK, it's a real bad move. What's happening with this? Oh yeah, we don't even need this function. Get rid of it. So yeah, as I was saying, do not put your secret in your resources. You have to obfuscate it or put it somewhere else. Oh, web capture worker. Okay, oh, we're still doing this, are we? Oh, this doesn't need a fragment activity anymore. No, this is still just a context. Yes, a context, yes, that's what we'd like. Because we're doing the login in a separate place. I will be excited to see, you know, how close we get. You know, it's going to be interesting as this emulator is not logged into anything, so it's not going to work. Might just try it on my real device here. What's this now? 2 files found with meta-inf dependencies? Huh? Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. What is this now? From inputs, what? Okay, we got this error now. Apache HTTP components? Why would we need those? Packaging options block may help. Great. I guess this is the problem with including a Java library in your Android app when it's not meant to be used with Java or something. Library client. Clearly, this thing is uses what now? Oh, I wonder if it's this library, the auth library. And I needed that for a very specific thing that probably is not really. I'm not even the right. Let's see what's here. What's going on here? I need it for this stuff. Get user credentials, but I wonder if I could get these from somewhere else. Because what do I use this for? Oh yeah, you do need this. guess. Seems silly just for that to import a whole HTTP module just for this one builder. Alright, well, let's look it up. What does this mean? Resources, packaging options. Java resources matching. Okay. I think we just need to search. Stack Overflow will tell us what to do. Okay. Let's see. Stack Overflow. How do I do this? Android packaging options. Android packaging options. The old Gradle. Oh, look at this. Hey, look, we're already excluding this. Just exclude all this stuff too, huh? Maybe this is how you do it? I don't know. Gradle always like just eludes me. Let's see what happens. We don't need any of that. Let's see what happens. Cannot. Oh. Interesting. That's just straight weird. Clean it. Try it again. Clean it, load it, run it, win it. Well, as we're compiling, I can try to go on one of my rants. Well, oh no, look. Now it's launching the emulator, maybe? Maybe it's trying to launch the emulator. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think, for some reason it doesn't want to launch the emulator. So I'm just gonna run it on my phone here, just so I can. I got a crash. Cool. Okay. What did we get there? Oh. It thinks the emulator's there, but. All right. Oh. Let's try this again. All right. We got something basic. You need to use a theme at combat theme. Okay. Themes. Theme material light. Oh god. Okay. Okay. We have this theme. We need to use theme app compat theme. How am I going to find that? This is always really annoying. Yeah, cool. Alright, maybe that'll work. Let's try it. See what happens. I don't know how Compose deals with themes. I think it just ignores them. Like, alright, well, I got the sign in button on my phone. So, got that. Let's tap it. See what happens. Don't look at my email. Okay. Alright, it did something. And it failed. So, let's see where it failed. No functional channel service provider found. Try adding a dependency. Like, what? Why? Why would you not just include the dependencies that you need in your library? Okay. Alright, well, I did see this app did include those for some reason. Which one does it want? OK HTTP. Let's see if that works. Oh, gRPC. Oh, God. It's like, Google, why did you have to make your own weird format for APIs? Like, just use REST like everyone else. Everyone else uses REST. It's fine. It works. Okay, something happened. Did add that. Maybe we'll try Netty as well, I guess. Did this actually build? I don't know if it did. Well, the computer's really cooking. Alright, now it's doing something. Is it launching? Okay, hit the button. It's signed in. Alright, now what do we got? Okay. Cool, whatever. No such method error. Interesting. And clearly, we need to read how. Okay, well, does it need Netty now? What's this? Netty. Sure. It's kind of wildly different. It's like you didn't have to over-engineer it. You could have just, set a REST request. Not hard. Alright, I'm gonna sync now, but I'm also gonna search for this. Because, like, what? Why would you need all these things just to make a web request? Alright, let's see what happens now. Alright, solve that problem. Die. This is no. No. Alright, what happened? Oh my god. More of this now? Index list now? Come on. Index.list. Like, why? Why would we need any of that? Alright, come on now. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I do want to look up this photos. Like, get started using the Photos API. It's like, oh, sure, you just need this. Liars. Liars. Definitely need more than that. Or is it this auth library that needs that? I don't think so. Oh, come on. What? Why would we care about that? Why would you even put that in your anything? 11 files? Okay. Alright, well, it built at least. Now it's installing. Now we hit login. What happens this time? Okay, what do we got? No field is restricted app engine. Oh my god. Fun times. Great library you got here. Really well designed. What do they got here? OK HTTP is too old. Seems to be the latest version. Is there a new one? Is there a new one? What do we got here? Build passing. We got one. The jars. Get the jars. For Android client. Try to get all these, huh? It's interesting that it didn't run nitty. 1.50.2, huh? Usually Gradle will tell you if there's a newer version. It did not tell me this time. I wonder why. Seems to be finding them at least. I think. Yes, found something. Alright, so let's see what happens now. Sure has a lot of dependencies to make like a REST API call. It's like, I just want to upload a photo. Okay, now we get this fun stuff. Okay, I think protobuf light was the wrong move to include. Possibly. Let's not have that. See, will it work this time? What do we got here? Still building. Yep. But yeah, this Google Photos thing has really been the roadblock. I feel like if I had just done like the Wear OS type, or oh, it didn't crash that time. Oops, not the profiler. Oh, look at that! I got my album. Yeah. All right, it worked. Sweet. Look at that. I got an album. Very cool. All right then. Well, that was great. So, I think I'm going to stop there for now and go eat dinner, but to recap, we created this uploader. We also created the sign-in activity using the old school way of signing in because that's what we need from Google Photos. So it creates the Google API client, blah, 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 you know, makes an intent request, starts, you know, GMS core library. Then we get get the result. We get our signed in account. Then we go to upload photo. So this, I try to structure all my kind of interfaces like this with RxJava, where basically you just call one method and it will log in for you, do all this stuff, and then at the end just upload stuff. Just kind of do it all at once. So you only have one thing to call. Makes it simple. So we get the login user. And this just does a silent sign in. So if we just signed in or we were already signed in, then it will just complete, or it will, you know, sign us in and complete. Then we go back. Now we get a server auth code. So we requested that in the login process. And that gives us a little special access token or auth code that we can use in our pretend web server, backend server, which is, you know, get access token. So we just make this request to the OAuth service with that code right here, using our client ID and client secret, like for the web. So you have to go in, you have to create a client and ID and client secret for a web server, but we're using it in our Android app. That's the wacky part. That's because Google Photos could not be bothered to give us an Android API. So we're pretending to be a backend server. We're calling OAuth. We're getting an access token for our user right here. So we parse the JSON, access token, expiry date, and we, that's a success. Then it goes back here. So now we have the access token. Now we go to create client with this access token. And that, now you go to get user credentials, same client ID and secret that you used before, because this is like a server-side library. Set the access token that we just got from the OAuth call, and then you hand that to the Google Photos library, and it logs you in. And then we can get all our photo stuff. So now actually, next time, stay tuned. Now we can do the fun stuff. We can upload a screenshot and see it on our Google Home, and then set that up to run every hour or something. So you have an updating widget on your Google Home, which is actually just a photo album of one image that you just keep updating, and the Google Nest Home will just keep displaying it. And that's the only way we can get kind of our own content, our own widgets onto a Nest Hub, by hacking it with Google Photos. Very exciting. Like and subscribe so you see the exciting conclusion to our long journey here. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.